Gary, let's just take a little bit of time to reflect the trip to Queensland with Quiddy. I know Senior was there doing all the hard work while you stayed back at Serpentine, but his efforts over there were superb.
Yeah, it was more hard work here, Wes. We had 50 to work. He had one.
He deserves a bit of a break.
Yeah, no, he needed the sunshine. The cold winters get to him now in his old age. So, no, he enjoyed the break as much as the horse. But, yeah, it was really exciting times over there.
He went 150.4 in the Sunshine Sprint at Group 2 level. Brilliant win on that occasion. And you just knew at that stage that he was spot on for what was to come.
Yeah, I was pretty confident heading over. Senior, he's always been spot on with pretty much all the horses, but definitely with Quinny, he since he's been associated with him for so long now, he knows when he's spot on, and he said he had him right. And when I heard those words come out of his mouth, I knew we could drive him with confidence, and it made my job a lot easier hearing those words.
He had that blip on the radar, so to speak, in between the Sunshine Sprint and the Blacks of Fake, and that wasn't a surprise because you look at the race, Suave Stewie Lombo was always going to lead, and I think those in the know knew it was going to be a tough assignment.
Yeah, I wanted to go over to drive him only because I thought, it wasn't really fair on Pete. That I thought in my mind, looking at the field on paper, that he would get beat in that race. So, I didn't want him to have to sort of face, the critics who, said he should have done this and should have done that, but didn't matter what he did in that race. I would have driven him exactly the same way, and he would have got beat as well. So, as I said, I wanted to go over just so he didn't have to go through that. But yeah, we had other things here to stay home for. So, but yeah, the horse, who would have thought he'd pace his best smile rate at 9? I wouldn't have believed that if someone told me that before I went over there.
The Blacks of Fake, 156.1. What a win it was.
Yeah, it was a super win. Could have asked me 10 times in the last lap whether I thought he was a winner, and I would have said no every time. It wasn't until the last sort of 150 that I knew he had them. But to run that quarter down the back from that far back in the field and keep making ground was just, it was just amazing. I couldn't believe it, actually. I thought he'd sort of done everything that he could to amaze me, but that was just another step above that.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. It's very hard to say a career best win because he's just had so many great career victories. And I even thought the Pinjarra Cup win earlier this season was an absolute gem. But he was off the canvas again in the Blacks of Fake.
Yeah, it's funny how he's just sort of developed that toughness this time in. He's improved on that again. A lot of people said to me they can't believe that all of a sudden his last 50 in his races is his best 50, and that was probably something that was suspect early on because he used to put them away and then sort of pull up going to the line. So to think that he has this time in gotten about 3 or 4 real dog fights to the line and stuck his head out and won them, that's just proves to me that he's an out and out champion because he's never had that string to his bow and he's just found it this time in.
Obviously, it was a big trip back for Dad, flying back home with Quinny. Probably took the old man longer to recover than Quinny.
Yeah, he had all sorts of problems over on the trip. He got sinus and breathing problems. I think he didn't really adjust to the change of climate, and flying on the cargo planes, there's no, they don't acclimatise them for the passengers. So I don't know. I think that'll be his last trip away on the plane, and next time he goes, I might have to take him.
You've always had a few issues when it comes to flying. How did you find it?
Yeah, I have to thank probably Quinny for getting over those. It's pretty easy to get on a plane when you at the other end of it you get to drive him. So it's probably it's one of those things that you have no control over, and that's probably the part I don't like the most. But I've slowly but surely got over it. But I tell you what, some of these things that have been happening in the air lately, I'm going to have a relapse, I think.
You wouldn't watch Air Crash Investigation?
I rang Foxtel and asked if there's any way we can block it off the thing. I don't even like reading it on the select menu.
Your weekend was pretty good here as well. Soho Lennon, a brilliant winner on Friday night. He's racing so well. Slick Chapel in great form, and Northview Putter's first up run, brave in defeat.
Yeah, I thought they went very good. Slick Chapel sort of had to win from the draw really, but he did it quite well. He copped a little bit of pressure out the gate and then fired up, so his win was very good. Soho Lennon's a really nice horse. He's gone out for a spell now to get ready for the Nugget, and we've got a lot of good 3-year-olds that are obviously going to press forward to the Nugget, but he's definitely one that's right up there with them. And yeah, Northview Punter's run was very good against David Hercules. I thought he did a super job to fight on as long as he did first up.
How many 3-year-olds are in the stable at the moment? As you mentioned, you've just got a plethora of talent.
Yeah, I think there's realistically probably 7 to 9 that could could make their case for the nugget if they all sort of come back and put their hand up. You know, we've got Elegant Christian, Mac 2, Soho Lennon, VC Maneuver. I think a horse like Ilios Falcon wouldn't be out of place in it. There's Classic American. I'm sure there's some we've missed there too. There's just I keep saying this, and you stop buying 3-year-olds because, you know, it gets tough to choose one to drive and also to keep everyone happy because a lot of them have got different owners.
And on Saturday night at Bunbury, the Minia Classic, El Machine, Kate Howson's got him going beautifully at the moment. Confident drive, and he won very well.
Yeah, I was. I wouldn't say surprised because I did know he was a good horse before I got on him, but he was a pleasure to drive and just a real little professional racehorse. He did everything I wanted him to do. He came out the gate, he dropped the bit, and I thought the win was very good. He did it with something in reserve. So Cade's been spacing his runs a bit and looking after him. He's done a good job with him. So he should just continue on through the classes, I'd say, on that win.
Keep up the great work.
Thanks, Wes.